Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all had a refreshing break. Now we are ready to resume our session for day 2 of online STDP on essential Python library for the machine learning, data visualization, and data analysis. Okay, and we once again welcome to our expert speaker, Dr. Meghna ma'am, and all the participants. So let's begin the next part of our session. And I over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Pranthal, sir. Okay. Already we have learned about the NumPy array, NumPy library. Now we are going to learn about the data frame that is available in Pandas library. Okay. So mainly when you are working with the data frame is useful, series and data frame normally, but that is a part of the Pandas library. So we are going to learn today about the Pandas library. Okay. So I'm just giving you some introduction regarding what is Panda library. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then. Thank you. Okay. Just a minute. It will be okay. First, what is Pandas? So Panda is a nothing, but it's a one open source Python library that is mainly used for the data manipulation and the analysis purpose. Okay, so you can use the Panda library mainly for the data analysis and the data manipulations. So your raw data may be in any form, but when you want to convert into the row and column format, then you have to go with the Pandas library. So it consists of a data structure and function to perform efficient operation on data. It means already I told you that your raw data may be in any form, like in a CSV and in a Excel or in any data form, JSON format or whatever. If you want to convert into the structure data form and row and column data form, then you have to use the Pandas library. So easily you can manipulate your data. So it is well suited for working with tabular data such as spreadsheet or a SQL table. So as I have told already that you can work with the tabular type of data like which is available in CSV and spreadsheet, then you can easily use this Pandas library. Okay. Now in Pandas mainly two things are required. One is a series, another one is a data frame. Okay. So just I am telling you what do you mean by series and what is the data frame. Then we are going with the practical. Okay. So first, what is a series? Okay. Series, Panda series is like a column in a table. Only a single column in a table that is considered as a series. Okay. Your table which contain one column that is considered as a series. Okay. So again, I am repeating a Panda series is like a column in a table, in a single column in a table that is considered as a series. So normally we can say on a single column, it means one dimensional array. Okay. So it is a one dimensional array holding data of any type. Okay. But here you can hold the data of any type. So it is a similar kind of one dimensional array and it is holding data of any type. Like for example, let's see here, import pandas as a PD. Okay. So when you are working with the series or a data frame, first you have to import the pandas library. Okay, so import pandas as PD. PD it's nothing but alias of a pandas. Every time you don't need to write pandas dot this, pandas dot whatever the function name. So instead of that, you can use the PD. Now, here we have created one list A equal to 1, 7 and 2. Okay. Now, this is a one list. Now, I want to convert that list or array, we can say in a different language, that will be converted into the series. So, PD, this is a PD, this pandas and series is a function. PD dot series, pandas function is there and whatever the array is there that we are passing here, list is a passing here as a argument. Okay. Now, So this will be converted, your list will be converted into the series, and we are storing into the myWhere variable. Okay. Now when I am printing this myWhere variable, it will display like, right side see the output, it will display like this. 172 as a column wise. Okay. So this is nothing but a one-dimensional array, and this 0, 1, 2, it's nothing but an index of that array. Okay. So this is the one example, simple example of a series. Okay, so again I am repeating why we are using the Panda. Panda is using for to manipulate the data, and the for the data analysis it make your data structure. Okay, now it will contain two things. One is a series and another one is a data frame. So series is a nothing but it's a single column in a table, which will we can consider single column in a table as a series, that is also considered as a one dimensional array for holding the data. Now, second important thing in a Panda is a data frame. Okay. So what is a data frame? So a Panda's data frame is a two-dimensional data structure, while series is a one-dimensional data structure, while data frame is a two-dimensional data structure. Like two-dimensional array, we can say the two-dimensional. Now, two-dimensional array, it means it contains rows as well as the columns. Okay. So what is the difference between series and data frame? Series is a one-dimensional array, while data frame is a two-dimensional array. Series consider only one column, while data frame consider rows and columns. Okay. So whatever the data are there, that will be a structure into a row and column, that is called the data frame. So Pandas data frame is a two-dimensional data structure like a two-dimensional array or a table with rows and columns. Okay. Now, here I am showing you a simple example of a data frame. Import Panda as PD. Okay. Now, so that we have import the library and create a alias. Now, data equal to in curly bracket. This is I have created a data frame using the dictionary. Okay, which dictionary contains key and value pair. Okay, so this is calories, it's nothing but a key, and this is the value 420, 380, and 390. Okay, so this is a three data we have assigned to the calories. Okay, and duration, that is a 50, 40, and 45. So that is nothing but a duration of that particular things. So that we have written here. Now here, when we want to convert this data dictionary into the data frame, so we have to write like this. We have to load the data and convert into the data frame object. So pd dot, there is a, instead of series, here we have written a series, instead of we have to read written here the data frame. So pd dot data frame, and we are passing this data dictionary. Okay, so that will be converted into the row and column structure and store into the df object of a data frame object. Okay, when we print df, sorry, I forget to take here the screenshot. When we print df, two columns are created, calories and duration, and below the calories there is a 420, 380, 390 rows. In rows there are three value, and duration, below the duration there is a three value 50, 40, and 45. So rows and column structure will be generated using the data frame. Just a minute. Like this, see here the calories column is there, and here the, which one is the second, duration. So two columns should be generated. Here the value of the calorie should be display 420, 380, and 390, and here the duration will be displayed like this. It will show the table structure or data frame structure. Okay, now again I will give you one more example of a data frame or definition of a data frame. Pandas data frame is a two-dimensional size mutable, okay, and potentially heterogeneous tabular data structure with label axis, rows, and columns. It means data frame, it's nothing but a two-dimensional array, size mutable. It means you can change the data, then the size of the array will be changed, and potentially heterogeneous data, it means the similar kind of, we can say the data should be there in the data, sorry, in the data frame, and which contain the label axis, rows and columns. Okay, so see here, these are the rows and these are the columns. So they have a label like this, and rows have an index number. Okay, so that is considered as a label. Now, again, a data frame is a two-dimensional data structure. Data is aligned in a tabular fashion in rows and columns. Pandas data frame consists of three principal components. So when you are working with the data frame, three things are main thing. One is the data, rows and columns. So these are the columns, these are the rows, and whatever the values are in that, that will be considered as a data. So when you are working with the data frame, these three terms should be in your mind. What is the column, what is the row, and what is the data. Okay, so this is the just a simple introduction of pandas library. Pandas library, which is, I'm again repeating, what is the use of a panda. Panda is one open source library that is used for the data manipulation and the for the analysis purpose, and make your data structure wise. Mainly in pandas, there are two things are important. One is a series, another one is a data frame. Okay, series is a nothing but a it's a one column in a table, or we can say the one dimensional array. Okay, and pandas, sorry, data frame. So data frame, it's a nothing but a two dimensional array which contain the rows and the columns. Okay, and when you are working with the data frame, so it is a two-dimensional array, look like a table structure, and the main things are columns, rows, and the data. So this is the some little bit theory about the data frame. Okay, now we are working with the practically on the data frame. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. When I'm writing, it will take too much time, so I'm going with the showing you the each and every things with the already I have written here the code. Just I'm going to run and explain you about it. Okay, so first, before going ahead, I will tell you series and data frame, whatever the function we can function attributes we can apply with the series, that also you can some of the function and all the things you can apply with the data frame also. Okay, so sometimes I will show you in between the how series is work and how the data frame will work. If we can get the time, then I will go. Normally data frame is more used compared to the series. Okay, so whatever the function we can use with the series, that you can use with the data frame also. So that's why I'm focusing, because we have only 2 hours. So I am focusing with the data frame because data frame is more used in your machine learning and the data science concept. Okay, so that's why I'm focusing on a data frame. Yeah, if I got the time, then I will show you the how series and which are the attributes are used with and the functions are used with the series, that we can go through thoroughly. Okay, a little bit fast, so that we can check. So I am just right now starting with the data frame, so I can cover more points. That's why I am going with the data frame first. Okay, and if I will get the time, then I will show you the series also little bit. Okay, but all the function which I use in a series attributes, that already covered into the data frame. Instead of you are using the object of a data frame, you have to use the object of the series, nothing else. Okay, so let's see how to create the data frame first. Okay, so when you are working with the numpy and pandas, both are useful to create a data frame. Okay, because when I want to create a data frame, first I need to create the array also. So that's why numpy library is needed. Okay, so I have import here the numpy library. So import numpy as np, that I have created the alias here. Okay, also I'm going to import the pandas library also. Okay, because I have to work with the data frame, so that's why I need the pandas. Again, I am repeating two things, two libraries I required, NumPy and Pandas. Why? Because I want to work with the array. I have to create the array sometimes, or that's why I have created the NumPy. I have imported the NumPy library, and I want to convert my data or list or array into the data frame. That's why we have to import the Pandas. So let's run this cell. Okay, there is no any issue. So that's why these libraries are work installed inbuilt. Okay, so there is no need to install it. If it is found error, then you can install the library using the pip command. Okay, now let's continue with the how to create a data frame. There are different way using the list you can create the data frame, using the dictionary you can create the data frame, and you can read the CSV data and create the data frame. Okay, so these are the different way to create the data frame. So first we are going through how to create a data frame using the list. Okay, so first I am giving you here, I am making here one list. The name of the list I have created the variable, that is a list variable student underscore data. And I am assigning here the value, okay, 180 10. Sorry, just a minute. Then second 9077. So this is nothing. This is a first student data. This is a second student data. This is a third student data. And this is a fourth student data. So list is a nothing but a collection of an array. Okay, so that you are passing. So ultimately we are passing here the four student data. Okay, but so this is the list I have created which contain four student data. Okay. Now what I have to do, this is a list, but now I am converting into the data frame. So now I am creating a data frame using this list. Okay. So let's continue. So there is an object we have, that is a PD object, and there is a data frame. It's a function, or we can say the constructor. Using that you can create the data frame. Okay, so PD dot data frame, in that we are passing what, this list. So student underscore data. So my first argument is become student underscore data. Okay, then comma, now I want to give the column name of this data, like 100 indicate what, 80 indicate what, 10 indicate what, that we don't know. So that's why you have to write here columns equal to IQ, marks, and package. Okay, so my first column become a IQ, second column become a marks, and third column become a package. Okay, so like this we can create. When I run this, it will show me this. Okay, so here the data frame is created. It means this my, sorry, this one, this my data are run, and it will be converted into a two-dimensional array row and column format. See, which are we have given here the column name. Suppose I am not giving a columns here. So what happened? By default, it will take 0, 1, and 2. Okay. But I want to show that what is the column name. Then we have to pass this argument columns equal to IQ, marks, and package. Whatever you want to write, that you can write here. Okay. So that's why this columns attribute is necessary. Okay, so when I run this, it will show me like this. Three columns are created, and these are the rows 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is an index number we can say, and row number it is created here. Okay, so this is my one data frame is created. It means your list data are converted into a row and column format in a data frame format. Clear? Okay, so this is the one way to create a data frame using list. Okay, now second is we can create a data frame using the dictionary. Okay, so these are the, we can say the inbuilt data type, list, dictionary, tuples. Okay, these are the inbuilt, we can say the data type. So using that, you can create a data. Okay, so first way is using the list, we have created the data frame. Second is using the dictionary, you can create the data frame. Okay, so now first, same like list, we are creating the dictionary, but when you are writing a dictionary, it will be started and ended with the curly bracket. Okay, so that you have to remember. Already maybe you learn about the basic Python that make and they can create a tuple, list, and dictionary. So that you know that will be remain easy. But if you don't know, then it is also easy. See here, when you are making a dictionary contains two things. One, it's a key, and another one is a value. Okay, key and value. So in dictionary, first is a key. So I have given here IQ as a key, and after colon, I will provide the four data. Okay, so for IQ value, first student IQ is 100, second 90, third 120, and fourth student is a 80. Okay, now I will provide a second key, that is a marks, and these are the value for that. Okay, and third there is a package, and this is the value for the particular package key. Okay, now this thing we can pass into the data frame to convert your data into row and column structure. So what we are doing, we have object pd dot data frame, and what we are passing here, student underscore dict, that is our dictionary object. Okay, whatever the data frame will be generated, that will be stored into the students variable, and we display the students, so it will display like this. Your key will become a column name, and your data will be stored like this: IQ 100, 90, 120, 80, marks 80, 70, 100, like this we can see the data. So we can convert our dictionary data into the data frame in a form of a row and column. Okay, so this is the second way to create the data frame. First using the list, second using the data frame. Okay, now we are making the third way, how to create a data frame using the reading the CSV file. Okay, so suppose we have already, can I pass the data into the WhatsApp group or somewhere like that? Maybe you can download the movies.csv from the Google also. So you can, from the Kaggle, you can download this data set, movies.csv. Okay, that I have stored into my, I will share you. Already I have shared into the shared folder, but maybe sir has shared it or not, that I don't know. Okay, so I have already shared into the shared folder, but maybe sir have shared with you at that, I don't know. Or if you don't have a data, then you can download from the Kaggle, or you directly write movies.csv, that it will provide you from the Google also, that will redirect to the Kaggle website. Okay, so that I have keep into my this folder, D drive, http data set. These are the data set which I have keep here. So this whole path I have copy and paste here. Okay, like control V. And what is my CSV file name? Movies. So that is movies.csv. This is a raw string, that's why I have to write here the R. Okay, this is a raw string, that's why I have to write here the R. Okay, now so these are the CSV data. What is the CSV? That is a comma separated value. Okay, if I am opening this, okay, here it is open in a Excel, but it is a comma separated value. So sometimes it is look like a comma separated value. So that if you want to convert, then you have to convert that for data into the column and row format. So we are reading this CSV file. pd.read CSV function is there. Read underscore CSV. What we are passing here, we are passing here the path of that CSV file. If you are going with the Colab, in Colab there is a one folder is there. Left side there is a folder symbol is there. Click on that folder symbol, and in upper left corner there is a upload symbol is there. Click on that. You can select the path from that. By default it will be shown to your Colab folder. So directly you can write that folder name and the CSV file. So you can directly do the in a Google Colab also. Here right now I am working with the local, that's why right now I am passing the whole path. Okay, so this path I have given, the data should be read from that CSV file and converted into the PD, and that I have stored into the movies variable. So this is nothing but movies is my data frame variable. When I run here, it will show like that all the data of movies.csv that will be shown here in a rows and column structure, and it will display here. So see here, these are the column of a movies that we are using later on. That's why just understand which are the datas are available in this movies data frame. Okay, so title underscore x, so name of the movie, this is the rating of the movie. Poster path is there, means the poster, whatever the poster of that movie is there, that path is here. Then Wikipedia link is here, title of the movie, then what is the original, sometimes the fire, like that, two titles are there. Okay, so which is the title, original title, which one is there. Okay, see, then is adult can view, year of release, runtime, means what is the time to run. Okay, this is the category, it's a action movie or drama movie, like that. IBM rating, votes, then story. So it is a description of some story, summary, then tagline. If it is not available, then it is written here none. Then actors, which are the actors are there. Then animation, wins animation, sorry, nominations, and release date. So these are the columns are there. Okay, so when we read it, these are the data should be displayed here. Okay, and it will display that how many rows and how many columns are there. So total 1629 rows are there and 18 columns are there. Okay, so this is the one data set, movie data set, that I have read and do the read underscore CSV and read the data. Okay, now I have another data set, that is a IPL matches. Okay, so again I have write pd dot read underscore CSV, give the string, it is a row string, so I have write r here. Whatever the data can be read, that will be stored into the IPL, and write here the IPL. So this is the another data set which I have read and converted into the data frame format. Okay, because you can't directly work on a CSV file, you have to convert into the data frame format, and whatever the manipulation you want to do on the data, that you have to do here. So directly in machine learning, we cannot work on a CSV file. CSV file data can be converted into the data frame format, and we can do whatever the manipulation we want to work with the data. That's why we have to convert into the data frame. So this is the third way. Okay, this is the matches data. This is the ID, city, in which city the match is played, on which date, season is which, match number. Okay, team, which two teams are playing, what is the venue, toss winner is which one, which team is there. Okay, toss decision, batting or bowling, super over, winning team, won by how many wickets, won by wickets or what, margins, all the information of a match is provided here. So this is the total 950 rows and 20 columns are there. Okay, done. So we have created here the data frame with the three way, using the list, using the dictionary, and using the third read CSV. Okay, using this CSV. So these are the three way to create the data frame. Now we are moving ahead. Data frame attributes and methods. Okay, data frame attributes and methods. So let's check here. Now there is a one shape attribute is there. Okay, in NumPy shape is a different, in pandas the meaning of a shape is a different. So don't mix up all the things. Okay, so keep in mind the shape of a NumPy is different. That will be show the you want to convert your array into row and column, then you are using the shape attribute, shape, right, function. Right here the shape is give the total rows and columns. Okay, so if I am writing movies date, see my object name is what, one I for IPL, IPL matches CSV, IPL object is there, and for the this CSV, when we convert, the movies data frame object is there. Okay, so we can access with either movies or a IPL, whatever the CSV file you want to use. Okay, data frame you want to use. So right now I am talking about the movies. So movies dot shape. So what is the use of a shape attribute? It give total rows and columns. How many total rows are there and columns are there, that we can check here using the shape attribute. Okay, so when we are writing movies dot shape, it will give me a total number of rows and columns of that CSV file, or we can see the data frame. Okay. Then like that, if I want to check with the IPL, so IPL object is there, data frame of IPL dot shape. So it will return me how many numbers of rows in a IPL data set and how many columns in a IPL. So in IPL, when we want to know some what is the column and how many rows are there, then we can use the shape attribute. So 950 and 20, 950 rows in IPL. So total 950 IPL matches are there and 20 columns are there. Okay, I have written here all the things. So whenever I am giving you this material, you can understand using this thing also. So I have written the use of that particular attribute also. Okay, so you can understand through that also. Second is a D type. Okay, so now movies dot D types. Movies, see, data frame is there, and D types. When I write this, it will give you the data types of each and every columns. If you are using a series, okay, means different data type like object, integer 64, float 64, like that, whatever the data type of each column, that will be written here. See, so here it will show like this. So this has become an index. So index is a nothing but a column name, and value it's a nothing but a, we can say, the data type. So it will show in a two format, index and value format. So index is become here the column name, and this is your data type. So it will ultimately movies.d types return the data types of each and every column. So there is a column name title underscore X. This is a object type. IMDb, that is also object type. Poster, that is a object type. See here, is adult, that is a integer type. Year of release 2001, 2005, that is a integer type, right? Then rating 4.5, 4.6, like that. So that is a float type. And story, so that is in a string format. So wherever string is there, it will be show as a object format. Okay. So these are the D types is used to show you the data type of each column. Okay. Then there is one attribute called movies.index. So what is the, it will return you the range index. It means total number of movies are how many. So you have a total rows 1629. So it started with the 0 index, ending with the 1629, and step 1, it means it is indexing increasing like 111. Okay, so that is, if you want to check the indexing, then you have to use the movies dot index, that is started with the 0, ending with the 1629, and it is a increasing step by step, that is a 1 by 1. So this is also one attribute. One more attribute, movies dot columns. Okay, so it will, suppose you need only the name of the columns. I required only the name of the columns. Then I am using here the columns attribute. So data frame name dot columns, it will give me all the columns name of my data frame. So movies dot columns, these are the column name. Total whatever 18 columns or 20 columns are there, that will be displayed. The name of the columns are displayed here. Okay. Now, then movies dot value. This is here we are writing columns. It will return the columns, and values. It means it will give you the all the values of the all the date columns, like title of the column. This is a IM rating, IMDb ID. Sorry. Then this is the path of the photo of that poster, all the things here, dot dot dot. It will not display all the data, but it will display the actor name. So whatever the values are there, that will be shown here for each and every rows. So movies dot value, that will provide a 2D array which return the all the values are stored into the data frame. Okay. Then, so up to now, which are the attributes we have covered? Go through little bit faster. One is the shape, that will return you the total number of rows and columns. Okay. Then we are checking with the D types which will return the column name and the data type name of the particular column. Then index, which will return the range index, it is starting index and what is the end index, and it is incremented with one step. Then columns, which will return the name, all the columns name into the return the all the columns name. Then values, which will return the value of the all the columns. Now here some important functions are there which is normally used in a data frame. This. Okay, so let's see here head and tail. Okay, so this function, these are the functions. Okay, not a attribute. Attribute, there is no bracket is there in an attribute, but in when you are using the function, you have to do the bracket here. Okay, so movies dot head and movies dot tail, two functions are there. What is the use of a head function? When you are working with the head, so it will give you the first default top 5 rows. Okay, default top 5 results. So see, this is the 0, this is the first row, this is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth. Okay, so total 5 row it will return top 5 row. Okay, so head will return the top 5 row. Now, like that, if we are watching the tail function, suppose, okay, tail which will return the last 5 row. Okay, that I will show you later on. First, we are talking about the head. So it will return, if we are passing nothing here, then by default it will return the 5 rows, first 5 rows of the data frame. Now, if I want to specify the size, if I am writing head 2, so it will display only 2 rows, 0 and 1. Okay, if I am writing here 4, it will display 4 rows, 1 2 3 0 1 2 3. Okay, if I am specifying here 3, it will return only 0 1 and 2 number rows. So total 3 rows it will return. Okay, now let's talk about the tail. So right now I am talking which object, not movies. You can write the movies object also, and you can write the IPL also. I am writing here the IPL. So tail function is doing what? It will return the last 5 rows. So see, total 949 is there. So last 5 rows will be displayed here. Okay, if I want to specify here specific like 3, then it will display last 3 rows. If I am writing here last 10, it will display the last 10 rows here. Okay, so that is the head and tail. If I am writing 2, it will display last 2 rows. Okay, so this is the head and tail. Now, so then what is the head and what is the tail? Head will display all the first by default it show, if we can't specify the range, it will show the first 5 rows of the data frame. If we have specified 2 or 3, so it will display 2 or 3 rows of first 2 or 3 rows. Okay, like that tail, the last 5 rows, and if we are specifying the 2 or 3, then last 2 or 3 rows will be displayed. Okay, now let's continue with the sample. Uh, Now there is a one function called the sample which will randomly collect the data, randomly show the rows, select the rows and display here. Okay, sometimes what happen if you don't want to do the bias in the result. Okay, normally we have a data, for example, in a class I am taking the exam and I am just identify the first 10 student result I am showing and first 20 student showing the result. But if I am selecting randomly and checking the performance of the student, then it will evaluate that that is a proper or not. Okay, so that thing, the bias should not be done. So that's why in, if we want to select a sample from the whole data frame, and we are selecting randomly some some rows, then we have to use the sample. Okay, so IPR dot sample, and we are writing here 5. So randomly it will give the 5 rows here, any 5 rows: 150, 447, 4142, 360, and 732. Every time if I am writing here 8, it will again give me a random 1, 4, 1, 5, 6, 8 rows. Randomly it will select and give it to us. Okay, so that is the function called the sample. Then, so we have learned here the 3 function: head, tail, and sample for selecting the rows. Now, to display the rows or selecting the rows. Okay, now there is a one function called the info function. Okay, so info, the name suggests the information, okay, about your data set. Okay, so the info function gives you the information regarding your data set. Now give all the column name as well as its data type, then what is the size of data size, how many null value, non-null values are there, like that type of information should be displayed here regarding your data set. So this is the most important function, movies.info, which will show you the information regarding your data set. Okay, so first it show that it is a data frame. So that show the data frame object. Then range index, it is started from 0 to 1628. Total 1629 entries. Total columns 18. Here it show the 18 columns detail. So that this is a columns. Then non-null, it means there is no any null value is here. But see, in this 1526, it means some data are null also. Okay, somewhere here, see 557, it means 557 is a non-null, but instead of that, whatever the values are there, in 557, 5589, whatever the data, that will be a null value. Here total non-null is a 707. Remaining one is remain the null one. Okay, now which is the data type? This is the data type of your column. And mainly which data type? So how many float data type? One column is float. In integer is a 3 and object is a 14. Total 18 column. And what is the memory usage of this data based on this data type? That is a 229.2 KB. Okay, so this is the summary of, it will provide the information regarding your data set. Okay, now let's go with the describe function. It is also important. These data frame functions are really necessary. It will be helpful to you in a machine learning. So the main thing is the data frame library. Some 2 to 3 libraries are very important: Numpy, Panda, scikit-learn, okay, and matplotlib for the plotting the data. These are the 4 libraries you have to understand very well, okay, for when you are working with the machine learning. Now this is the describe function. So movies dot describe, what it did, the describe function is give you the result of a mathematical functions, okay, of a numerical columns, huh? Not only for the numerical columns. So it gives the result in a mathematical formats, mathematical functions, for the numerical columns. So see here, there are 4 numerical columns are there. So total count, okay, total count, add its whatever the values are there, that will be sum, and shown here 1629 total values are available. Okay, year of release, it is a count of each and every row. So total values are available, so that's why 1629 is available. Then mean of this column, year of release, the mean of the mean of the year of release, mean of the IMDb rating, mean of the IMDb votes. This is the standard deviation for each and every column. Minimum value of each and every column. 2001 orders are there, so minimum value is a 2001. Okay, then this is a quarter 25%, 50 and 75 percentile is, we can say, quarter 1 percentile, quarter 2 percentile and quarter 3 percentiles. It means 25% percentile data are below the 2005. 55%, that will take a average. This is the first 25% data they are taking and do the things. Then 50% data they are taking and do the things, and 70% data are taking and they are showing the uh, answer. Okay, so these are the, and max, which is the max value. So these are the some statistic type of data are available, you can get easily from the describe function. So there is no need to find out the mean for each and every column. You just use the describe. So whatever the numerical columns are there, you can find easily here the mean value. Okay. Now, next is a is null. Okay. So what this method is doing, is null is checking that is there any null value is available in your data set. Okay. Sometimes what happen when we are collecting the data, someone is the person who is not filling all the detail. Suppose I don't want to reveal my age, so I have make a age as a empty, so that data is considered as a null data. Okay, so like that many person have did not fill some details, so that details are not available, that's why it's become a null value. Okay, so how many null values are there in each column, that function, so is null is checking that is there any null value is available. If it is available, it will return true, null. If it is null, then it will give true. And if it is not null, then it will give false. Okay. So when we write movies dot is null, if it is a null value available, then it will give true. And if it is not available, then it will false. So here false, false, false. It means there is a no any missing data. But see here, in second row, poster path is not there. It means that is a blank. So that's why it give here the true. The null value is there. That's why it's written the true. Like that, see in the fourth row for the fourth movie, there is again the poster path is not there. So it will return true. So wherever null value is there, it will return true. So in tagline, there is a no any value is there. So it will return true, true, true. Like that. So you can check, is there any null value there or not? If it is a null, then it will return true. Otherwise, false. Okay. Now, but the above result did not give you a sense, right? Okay. What is the meaning of this? We have to check each and every row and check that it is a false or true or like that. Okay. So that's why here there is a movies is dot null dot sum. There is a function called sum function, which will give you the sum of the null value. So in one column, if there are 100 null values are there, then it gives the name of the column and total 100 are a null value. Second column, it check the second column, 200 are a null value, then it will give the total 200 null value. So here it will check, is there any null value? Yes, then it return the sum of that null value. Okay, so this is a first column and 0. So there is a no any null value in this first column. In second column, there is also no any value. But in poster path, we have seen that many times true values are there. It means null value are there. So they have do the summation of all the null values. So there is a 103 null values there, right? Like that in story, there is 20 null values are there. In tagline, 1072 null value are there. Nominations, 92 922 null values are there. In release date, there is a 107 null values are there. So it will return a null value. So summation of all the null value. These all are very important for the tomorrow lecture. Okay, when you are working with the uh, pre-processing. Okay, so when you're working with the pre-processing, you should know about, because we in pre-processing we are cleaning our data. Okay, so for the cleaning, first we have to identify which are the null values are there. If there are null value, then we have to drop that null value. Okay, so these are the important functions for the tomorrow lecture also. So just keep it in mind. Okay. Now, second thing, if I want to check the duplicated data, is there any duplicate data are there? Then we have to check using the duplicated function. Okay. So it give how many duplicate datas are there. So movies dot duplicated. Okay. Movies dot duplicated. Movies is our data frame object, and duplicated, that will check that is there any duplicated datas are there. Okay. So if it is a duplicated data are there, then it will return true. If it is not, then it will return false. So see here, it will check for the each and every row there is there any duplicated. So false, false. It will not showing here the duplicated data. Okay. But because this is a limitation we can say, or when we run the, all the data it cannot be show. But yeah, so for that what you have to do, movies.duplicated.sum. So again, we are doing what? We are doing the duplication. Just a minute, I have to run this and check. Just okay. There. So movies.duplicated.sum. So it will check if there any duplicated rows are there or not. If it is available, then do the summation of that rows. Okay. So the answer is 0 here. So there is no any duplicated data available in our data set. If it is available, then it will show the summation here. The 20 datas are duplicated, 30 datas are duplicated like that. But there is no any duplication is here. So that's why it will return a 0. Okay. Okay. If you can't, because we don't have a data, duplicated data, let's see with the one more example. We can take the data, duplicate data, and then after check that is there any duplication is there or not. Okay. So let's check here. There is a one dictionary we are creating here, and from that dictionary we are creating the data frame that we have already seen. Second way, okay, that we are creating here. Student dictionary, ID, marks and package, key, and these are the values. Now what I am doing, students equal to pd dot data frame, and we are passing the dictionary. Now this data frame will be converted, this dictionary will be converted into the data frame, and we are displaying in a row and column structure. So see here, there are 3 column, ID, marks and package, and these are my data. Now I want to check here, is there any duplicate? Yes or no? See here, there is a duplicate data are available. See, this row is duplicated. 0. 4 is already there. 0, 0, 0. 5 is also 0, 0, 0. So when I check with this object, student dot duplicated, it will see first row is duplicated. Is there any duplicated like this 100, 80 and 10? No. Is there any duplicate row like this 90, 77? No. 120, 100, 14? No. 80, 50, 12? No. So it will give you false, 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 false. But when you are coming to the fifth row, okay, it is a duplicated. So it will return what? True. Okay. So it is written true. Now, the second method which have seen, the total duplication, we want to check how many rows are duplicated. So now see here, students dot duplicated dot sum. Okay, that we are giving here. So it will return what? 1. Okay, so how many rows are there? 1 row is there. Okay, so that is, we are converting into the integer. Why? Because it will reply us in a boolean value. That's why we are converting into the integer. So it will return into the 1. So whatever the boolean values are there, and that will be done as sum, and it will reply into the integer format. Okay, so 1 row is duplicated, so it will show here. Then okay, now we want to rename. It remains data frames column name. Okay, so rename function. First, we are printing here the students that we have already created. Now, I want to rename the data frame columns. I want to rename the columns name. This IQ, marks, and package name. If I want to rename, then how to rename it? Okay, so rename. Now I want to make see students, the data frame name, then the function name is called the rename, and in that which column we want to rename, that columns you have to write here. So columns equal to pass marks, that I rename as a percent, and package, that I will remain as a LPA. Okay. So here it is marks and package. Now I want to change marks as a percentage and package as a LPA. So for that, rename function is used. So the data frame object name, rename, columns equal to marks colon percent and package colon LPA. Okay, so see here, when I run this, it will show me that instead of marks, it will display the percent. Instead of package, it will display the LPA. Okay, so you can rename the column of a data frame also. Now, let's come to the again. When I print again student, just a minute. When I print again student, see, we have already changed the name of column name of the data frame, percent and LP. But when I run again, see, when I run again, it will show me a marks and package. See, here we have changed percent and LPA, but when I run again, it will show marks and package. It means the old column name will not change in your original data set. It's remain old name in the original data set. The new name will not be changed. It will not affect your data set. It will shown here only that you have changed the name, but it will not affect your data set. There is no change done into the data set. So that's why you have to write here one attribute in place equal to true. If you are writing in place equal to true, then and then the changes will be done into your original data set. Then and then your column name will be reflected into your data set. So see here, I have changed here marks as a percent and package as a LPA, and here write in place equal to true, then and then that will be reflect to your data set. Okay, now when you display students, it will show you the new name. If we are writing not writing this, okay, so temporary it will reflect here, but when you run again student, it will show the older name. Okay, but when you write in place equal to true, then and then the data set column name will be changed and it will reflect here. Okay, done. So these are the functions we can use with the data frame. So again, I am just repeating thoroughly. Sample up to sample I have did. Okay, what is the use of the movies.info? It will show the information regarding your data set. How many rows are there? How many columns are there? What is the type of that column? Okay, index and the size of the data set. What is the describe? Which describe method will give you the mathematical functions value, count, mean, median, standard deviation, and all the maximum, all this detail of a numerical column. Then movies dot is null. Is there any null value is available? It will return true, otherwise it will return false. So it check the null value is there or not. If I want to check the null value, means how many null value in each and every column, then we have to write movies dot is null dot sum. So it will return the total null value of each and every column. Then movies dot duplicated duplicated function that will check is that any duplicated row is there or not in a data set. Then we have to use the duplicated function. Total number of duplicated, if you want to check, then you have to use the duplicated dot sum. Okay, so this is the same duplicated we have used. Okay, now if you want to rename your columns, then you have to use the rename function, give the attribute columns equal to old name and the new name for the each and every column which you want to change. Okay, when you do this, temporary it will change the column name, but when you run again, it will not reflect. It will show again the old name. So if you want to permanently change in your data set, okay, with the new name of column, then you have to write here in place equal to true. So that will display here. Okay, just a minute. Huh? Then we go ahead. Now let's continue with the math methods. Okay, so when math methods, that is nothing but you can do the mathematical things onto the data. So for that, some math methods are there. So see here, there is a sum method that we have already seen, the same thing, but sum, select only numerical columns and apply the sum function. So what I have to do, suppose I want to do like this, I have to select the only numerical columns of the data set and apply the sum function on that. So what I have did here, movies dot select underscore d types. Why? Only select those data types which include number. So include equal to what? Number data type. Okay, so I have written here the number. So select the D types, number and dot sum. It means whatever the values are available, it will do the summation of. So first it will check which column has a number value. So is adult, year of release, IMDb rating and IMDb votes. These are the four columns which has a integer and float data type. So number data type ultimately. And what is the sum is doing? It will do the value of each and every column and do the summation. So is adult, there is no value, so it will give the 0. But in year of release, it will 2001, 2002, 2003, do the summation of all the year and it will show here this thing. Then rating, it will do the summation of rating and will give the float value. Then this is the votes. So it will do the summation. So you can find out like this also. Find out the number column, the columns which has a numerical value and do the summation. So this type of math operation you can do. Okay. Okay, let's see. We can apply with the numerical data. So you can understand betterly. This is for the on movies data, but we have already created one student data which contained IQ percentage and LPA. So we can understand properly with this example. Okay. So let's do here the summation of a three columns. Okay, so that we can understand easily. Okay, now, so when we write students, student is a data frame, this data frame, and sum, it will give you a reply like this. IQ 390. Okay, just a minute. IQ 390, percentage 300, and LPA that is a 33. So what it does, it do the summation column wise. See, do the summation of this column. 190 plus 200, 310 plus 80. So that is a 390. Now do the summation of this column percentage. 150, 150 and 50, 200, 300. Okay, so this is a 300. Now do the summation 33. So that is a, so here student dot sum, it will take all the numeric values and do this. So it is work on a numerical column only. Okay, so it will do the summation column wise. Okay, now see here, if you want to do a row wise summation, okay, then you have to write what? X is equal to 1. So student dot sum x is equal to 1. So here x is equal to 1 means row wise, x is equal to 0 means column wise. Okay. So see here student dot sum x is equal to 1. Now check the summation row wise. 100 plus 80, 180 plus 10, 190. Okay. Like that 90 plus 70, 160 plus 7, 167. Like that. See. So row wise summation is done. Okay. Now, like that I want to find out the mean. Students dot mean. So what happened here? It will find out the average of a mean. I have not written here x is equal to 1. If I am written x is equal to 1, it will do the row wise. If I am here written not anything, then x is equal to 0. So you can check here, it is a column wise mean it will find. So how to first do the summation of this? So that is a 390 divided by 4. That will be approx mean is a 65. Then we can see 300 divided by 4. So that will be a 50. Okay. So that is mean of this value. Then like this, you can do the column wise. Now, if I am giving here x is equal to 1, it will find out the mean of a row wise. So this will the mean of the each and every row. Now, this is a minimum number. So first I have to here insert one cell. I can write here student, so you can easily, I don't have to go. Student, what is students? Okay, so you can easily learn here. This is the students. Now, if I am finding students mean, so minimum value of a, just a minute. Okay, minimum value for each and every column. So because x is equal to 1, then row, here it is not written, so it is find out the mean in each and every column. So here 80, in this it is a 50, in this it is a 2. Okay. Anyway, if I am writing x is equal to, so it will show the row wise. 10 is minimum, 7 is minimum, 14 is minimum, and 2 is minimum. Okay. Now max, students dot max. So which is the max value in the student? Column wise 120, this is 100, and this is 40. Okay, like that. Minimum you can find out, row wise, column wise, that you understand now. Now median value, students dot median. Median, it means take the first do the sorting, then whatever the two elements are in a middle, do the average of the two elements, that is called the median. Okay, so that do the median of IQ, percentage, and LPA column. Then standard deviation, column wise, if you want to find, then you can, if you write x is equal to 1, then it will give the standard deviation and the variance. Okay, so these are the statistic function you can use with the data frame for the finding out the each row and column. For the column and row, for each and every column and row, you can find out the mean, median, max, minimum value for the each row and for the each column. Okay. Now, next is a selecting the columns from a data frame. Okay. Now I want to, like in a NumPy, we are doing what? Indexing and slicing. Like that, you can select a particular column from the data frame. Okay. So it is same like you can say the indexing. Okay. Same you can do here also. So selecting columns from a data frame. So movies underscore title underscore X. So that is you are doing what? You are fetching only a single column. If whatever the column name I have written, that column value should be displayed here. Okay, so I have written here the title underscore X. That is a column name. You can write here any column name and run here. Then it will display the value of that column. So here the film name, you are Yuri, Battalion, Accidental Prime Minister. These are the movies name are displayed here. So for each and every row, the name will be given. So that title column here we have fetch. Like that in IPL data set, if you want to find out the venue, okay, so you just write down the venue column name. It will show the venue of the particular match. Narendra Modi Stadium, Eden Gardens, whatever. Okay, so this give the particular column value. So you fetch the information of a particular columns. Now, if you want to work with the multiple columns, okay, in earlier we have fetched only one column name, but I want to fetch the multiple columns. It is called as a fancy indexing. Huh? Fancy indexing word is used for this. So multiple columns, if you want to fetch, then you can write the name of the multiple columns, title underscore X, year of release, actors. So whatever the columns you need, that you have to write here. So whatever you need 5 columns, then pass the 5 column name. You need 3 columns, then pass the 3 column names. Okay. So these are the 3 names, column names are here. So see, value of the title X, year of release, and actors are displayed here. So that is a multiple columns you can extract. Now, if we extract single column from data frame, then it's a series. Okay, I have already told you series is a one, only a one column. Okay, and a data frame that is contain the multiple rows and columns. So when you extract only one column, then that will be considered as a series. If I am writing here, this is just I am checking for the type. First, just see here, movies and actors. It will retrieve what? Actors column with all the values. Okay, but if I want to check that this one single column I have extracted, now I want to check the type. See what is this type here? It is a series type because we are extracting only single column, and single column in a pandas it is called as a series. Okay, so the data type of this is considered as a series. But when we are extracting multiple columns, or as we have already seen, we are extracting the multiple column. If I am writing type here, see like this. If I am writing type here, it will give me a which type? Data frame, because we are extracting the multiple columns are there. Okay, so when you are working with the only single column, it is called as a series. When you are extending the multiple columns, working with the multiple columns, it is called as a data frame. Okay, now like that in IPL, if you want to extract a multiple columns, suppose you want to extract multiple column in IPL data set, then give the three names here. Okay, so team 1, team 2 and winning team. So three names are there, team 1, team 2, which is the winning team in this. Clear? Let's see the some repetition here. Okay, so we are selecting the columns from a data frame, just passing a name of the column. Okay, when we want to give a multiple, we want a multiple columns, then you can passing like this in a one array. You can pass the multiple column names, so that will be retrieve the multiple columns. When you are working with the only one column, it will give the data type as a series, and we are extracting the multiple column, it will call as a data frame. Okay, so this is the thing we have done here. Now, so like selecting columns, there is a concept is called, we can selecting the rows from a data set, data frame. Okay, earlier we have seen selecting the columns. Now we are going with the selecting the rows from a data frame. Okay, so there are mainly two functions are there, iloc and lock. Okay, what is the use of iloc? Searches using index position. Iloc is searching the row through the index, and lock searching using the index labels. So that is the main difference. One more difference is there, I will tell you. But first main difference is there, iloc is searching using the index position and lock searching using the index labels. Okay. Now, so let's fetch the single row. So for that, we are writing here the using the iloc movies data frame dot iloc 4. So what it will return? It will return the fourth row's value. Okay, so in fourth rows there is a title evening shadow, rating is this, poster path is not available, wiki link is this, title this, original title is this, is adult, like that, year of release. So all the details of the fourth row. If I am passing here the first row, so it will give the detail of the first. If I am giving here the zero number index, it will give the this detail. Okay, so whatever the number you are passing, that row number will be shown here. The information of that row is extracted here, fetch here using the iloc function. Okay, now multiple rows fetch using the iloc first 5 rows. If you want to see the first 5 rows, you have to write this movies.iloc start from 0 to 5. It means up to the 5 row. So it will give you a what? Up to the 4 row. You can, okay, let's check 0 to 5. You can write like this also, but 0 onwards if you want to write, then don't write 0. It is write like this also. Okay, so it will give you first 5 rows. Okay, so you can fetch the multiple rows using the iLog, using the indexing. Now I want to do the multi alternative. Okay, the same like numpy. We are skip 222 like that. So here movies.ilog 5:16. It means it will started with the 5 number rows ending with the 16 or a 15. It will be a 15. 16 will be not considered. And step 2. It means it will give 5, then 7, then 9, then like that. Okay. So 5 is there, 7 is there, 9 is there, 11 is there, 13 is there, and 15 is there. So it will fetch the data like this from the particular range, and we are giving the step. So this is based on your need. Whatever the data you need, you can extract. Okay. Now, again, this is a fancy indexing. Suppose I don't want to fetch the data in a sequence or like that. We can randomly give the index number and retrieve the data. Okay. So for example, in movies data frame, I give the particular row index 0, 4, and 5. So that only 3 rows will be extracted. Like in column, we are giving the particular column name and we are extracting the particular column. Like that, here we giving here the 0, 4, and 5. So only that 3 rows are extracting. This is called the fancy indexing. Okay. Now, these are the iLog. Again, I am repeating the iLog just for the, because we are moving with the log. That's why. So iLog, that is search using the index position. So you can extract the data from the index position, and log, that is used for the labels that we are seeing now. But before that, iLog, if you are passing a particular index number, that rows data will be extracted. So phone number rows data will be extracted. Then if you want a data in a range, then it will be iLog colon 5. So up to the 5 rows, 0 to 4 means 5 is not included. So 0 to 4 rows will be extracted. If we want to give a range alternate data or based on your needs, so starting range, ending range. In ending range, 16 will be not considered. 15 is considered, and 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, whatever the step you want to give, that you can. Okay. So range will be assigned and we are extracting the data. And this is called the fancy indexing. Whatever the index number row you need, that you can pass here. Okay. Now, second is a log. What is the use of the log function? Okay. So here I have make one dictionary. Okay. So using the data frame, I have created one more data frame. And using that, I am showing you how the log will be used. Okay. So I have created here one dictionary. And there are 4 columns. Key values are there, and these are the values. So name, IQ, marks, and package. Okay. Now we are creating the data frame. So pd.data frame, pass this dictionary value, and whatever the data frame is converted, that will be stored into the students. The name of the data frame is the students. Okay. Now I want to make here what? I want to set the index. So name will be considered as an index. Okay. So name here added, and that I am making here the index. Okay. So I am just set index, and which one is become my index now? Name is become the index. Otherwise, which one is the index? 0, 1, 2, 3 by default index numbers are there. But here I am making one added one column, and that column I am making as a index. And I am writing here in place equal to true. Otherwise, it cannot be changed permanently. Okay. So that's why I have to write, if I want to change permanently, then I have to write in place equal to true. Then I display student. So it will display like this: IQ, marks, package, and whatever the name column I have made that name column as a index. Okay. If you are not making, then here it will return 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that by default index. Okay. Now log is work with the name label. Okay. So if I want to extract a data, I have to use the label instead of the index. So what I have to write? Students dot log Meghna. So what happened? Whatever the Meghna, this is the instead of that in iLog we are using 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. But I have created here the name as an index and given label. So if I am writing here Meghna, so the data of this Meghna row will be extracted 100, 80 and 10. IQ, marks and package. Okay. So like this log will be used with the label, not with the index number. Okay. Now, if I want to give the range here, like we are giving a range 0 to 3, like that we are giving a range here, Meghna to Rupesh, like Meghna, I need this three data. Then what I am writing? Meghna colon Rishabh. Rishabh is not considered up to Rupesh, it will be shown. So see, Rishabh, Meghna colon Rishabh, sorry, yes, it will be included. That is another difference. Meghna, Ankit, Rupesh, and Rishabh. Okay, so see here, Meghna, Ankit, Rupesh, and Rishabh. Okay, I have told you that there is a one more difference in a iLog and log. In iLog, last in a range, last digit is not considered. Like 5 to 15 range I have given. For example, in iLog, student dot, just a minute, I'm writing here student.ilog, and if I am giving here in that we have to give the indexing, right? 5 colon 15. So what it include? It started with the fifth number row and ending with the 14. So 5 to 14 is displayed row number, but 15 is not included. That is done in a ilog. But in a log, what happened? Whatever the range you are giving, normally if we are considered like ilog, so Meghna and Rishabh, so what we are considering normally Meghna, Ankit, Rupesh, only three. No, in log it will include the last range also. Last column or digit, whatever the range is given, that will be included. So that is the second difference of a log. Okay. So iLog, it will not consider the last thing, last range, but in a log it will consider the last. So it will give Meghna, Ankit, Rupesh and include the Rishabh also. Okay. See, I have written here the difference between log and iLog. iLog does not include the last one, whereas log include the last one. See the above example. Okay. Previously, we have seen iLog 5 to 16, show the data 5 to 15, not included the 16. So in iLog, it will not included the last one, while in log, it will included the last one. Okay. So that is the difference. Now, if you want to display the alternate result, okay, if you want to display the alternate result, then give the range Meghna colon whatever the name Rishabh colon 2. So what is the Meghna to Rishabh? Meghna and the Rupesh will be displayed because we have give here the stacks to skip. Okay, so Meghna and Rupesh will be displayed. Clear? Okay. Now, fancy indexing also possible on log. Like means randomly you can give any row name. So student.row, Meghna, Ankita and Rupesh. So only this row will be extracted. Okay. Now, so see here. Uh, okay. Students.ilog 034. Okay. So here it will be display. Just a minute. I have to run earlier one also. Just a minute, huh? Run over. Indexing. Okay. So when we are writing, okay, student ilog 034, it will be give the result if we are working with the ilog. So by default indexing will be taken because it is a ilog. Okay, if we are writing log, then we have to write Meghna, three number, whatever the Rishabh is there, the Rishabh and the Amit. But when we are writing here the ilog, it will take here, these are my data. This is a, sorry, where is the data? Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I am writing 0, then this is a Rupesh, 2 and 5, then this is a 0. 0 Meghna, 2 Rupesh, and 5 Ankita. So like that, it will extract, but with the iLog. Okay. So like that, you can extract 0, 3, and 4. Okay. So that is, so if we added index on name, so it means not we can't use iLog on, because panda's default index is there, so we can do all the things with the iLog also. So if you want to work with this data, if you don't want to use your index whichever we have made name, that you don't want to use, then use the default index. But when you are giving a number, you have to use the which function? iLog function. Okay. Now students dot ilog 0 to 5 colon 2. So again do the stepping 0 to 5. Okay, and 2. So 0 to 5, so first we are getting adding one row, then we can show. Array, what I have to. Just a minute, the data has changed. Students ilog 0 to 5. 0 to 5, it means I'm going here. This one. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the data 5, and in that we are doing a two steps. So 0, Meghna, Rupesh, and Amit will be there. Okay. This one. Okay, so this data, so again for the iLog we can skip the data. Okay, so these are the we can extract the rows using the iLog and log. iLog is work with the index, while log is work with the labels. Again in iLog, whatever the range you have given, last number is not included. Okay, before the last number is 15 is their last number, 14 will be considered, 15 is not considered. But in log we will consider the last label also. Okay, now selecting both rows and columns. If you want to select the rows as well as the column, both. Up to now what we have did, we have selecting the rows, and then after we are working with the selecting the columns. Now what we are doing, now we are doing with the both rows and the columns. Okay, so movies dot ilog 0 to 3, 0 to 3. Okay, so what it indicate, this is the first for the row and this is for the column. Okay. uh, okay, so now what happened? 0 to 3, it means 0, 1, 2. So rows is 0, 1, and 2. 3 is not included because it's iLog. And like that for the column, 0 number column, 1 number column, and 2 number columns are there. So these are the first 3 columns, 0, 1, and 2. So total 3 columns are displayed here. So like that you can selecting both rows and columns. Now, using log, movies.log, okay, this is a log function, okay. Now, 0 to 2, that is we are giving a rows, okay, and so 0, 1, 2, log, this include the 2 also, okay, so 0, 1, 2, and in column, we are giving the name title X and poster up to the poster path. We are giving the range here, title X, colon, poster path. So up to 3 columns we are. So see, here it include the poster path. Here it include the 2 also because we are working with the log. Now, adding new columns. If I want to add a new columns in my data set, so what we are doing, we are doing nothing. Movies, we are giving a one name of the column, and we are giving the value. So for each row, we are giving the value India, and we are making one column country. Okay, and now check movies dot head. We will see here one country column is added here, and for each and every row it is a India value. Okay, so if you want to add a one new column, then you can add. Okay, now this is the one thing. From existing one, there is a small same null column in actors column. We have to remove that. It means in our data set, there is a actors value is there. Okay, okay. Now we want to remove the data which contain the actors value. We want to remove. For remove, there is a drop NA function is there. Okay, there is a drop NA function which will remove the remove the data. So movies dot drop any which subset equal to actors. So where is the actors are there, that will be removed, and in place equal to true, it means that will be change in your data set also. So see here, when I display movies, it will show how many rows. Total 1629 rows are there. Instead of now 5 rows are deleted because which contain the actors value. Okay. So that's why it is removed. So if you want to remove a particular rows, you can pass the value here, subset equal to whatever the value you want to remove. Like for example, if you want to remove any value like just a minute, war, what, okay, so wherever the war is there, that will be removed. So here you have to write war, so that data should be removed from the data set. Okay, so after 5 rows are deleted and it will display the this. Now there is a for example, you have a multiple actors. Okay, like in one movie there are multiple actors are there. Hero is there, heroine is there, villain is there. So all the cast name are displayed in here. Like for example, see here. See, Vicky Kaushal, Paresh Rawal, Mohit Raina, Yami Gautam. Okay, so there are 4 actors are there. Now I want to need the only lead actor name. So Vicky Kaushal name is required, other one are not required. So in that case, what happened? Movies lead actor equal to, so that we are storing a making a new column, or in that we are storing the data. So what the column name is movies actors dot string dot split with the pipeline. Okay, so see here. See, here the data are stored in actors, but that is with the pipeline they are divided, which is Wiki Kaushal and then split with the Parishawar. So whenever we need this pipeline symbol, whenever we get this pipeline symbols, what happened? Dot apply lambda x colon x of 0. It means whatever this 4 name, from that it will take a Wiki Kaushal and store into so in actors there are 4 values are there. Okay, from that it's split with the pipeline, so the data are split with the pipeline. So whatever the data are split, from that the 4 data is there, x0 x1 x2 x3. First x0 is taken and that will be stored into the lead actor. Okay, and then we print, so it will display only the first name, lead actor column. In that only display the which name, Vicky Kaushal. In second movie, Vicky Ahuja, like that. Okay, so if you want to make a column like this and add into the your data frame, so you can split into and the data should be stored into the another column. Now, these are the important data frame functions. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we have in half an hour, so it will be covered. Okay, important data frame functions. Okay, so let's see. Like this is an info function already we have seen. Okay, so it will show the type, data frame, total 950 entries. We are checking with the IPL data set. Okay, match data set, and 0 to 949 entries are there. 20 columns are there, and the size of that is a 148.6 KB. Total float data 1 in integer 1 column, and object is a 18. Okay, so this is the thing. Check size of ID is integer 64 and memory is occupied 148.6 KB. See the size 148.6 KB. But see here, the ID is an integer 64. Now what happens sometimes, I already told you, if I want to store an age, then there is no need of integer 64. You can use with the integer 32 also. Okay, so why we are wastage our memory? So you can take the integer 32 also for storing the age data. Okay, so here, right now I am converting what? ID is an integer 64. Now I am converting this ID variable into the integer 32. Okay, so let's see here. IPL ID column name, that dot as type for converting the the type into integer 32. Okay, so we are converting data from integer 64 to integer 32 and storing again into the IPL ID, same column. Now when I apply info function, see the reduction. Earlier 148.6, now it is a 144. Okay, so size is reduced. So when you need, then there is a no data type in integer 64 or any other data type is needed. You can convert your data into the lower data types, and you can reduce the memory usage. Okay, so for that, this is a function as a type is used. Okay, now series. I have told you about the series also. So some of the function which are applicable to series as well as for the data frame. So this is the common function which is used in a series as well as the data frame. So value underscore counts, series and data frame applicable to both. Okay, this is. Let's apply on the series. So I have created one series. Series is a one-dimensional array, or which is considered as a one column of your table. Okay, so pd.series, I am passing here one list of a 1D array, and a, so this series name is a dot value underscore counts. So it will display what? How many ones are there? 3. How many twos are there? 2. And what is a 3? 1. Okay, so here it will count the values. Okay, frequency of values. How many times ones are arrived? 3 times. How many times twos are arrived? 2 times. And how many threes are arrived? 1 time. Okay. Now, now the same thing we can apply with the data frame. So like let's create a data frame, pd.data frame. We have passing a total 5 rows. Okay. Now columns equal to columns name we have provided. This is a list IQ, marks and package. Now we are converting this directly. We have passed the data frame. First you can create a list also, then pass the list name. You can do like that also. Here directly it pass. Now when I print the marks, it will display like this. This is a 2D array. Rows and columns are there. Now when we apply a value counts, marks dot value counts, see here 80, 70, 40. This comes 2 times, right? So it will display here 2. 90, 77, that is 1. 120, 114, that is just 1 time. So that you can check here how many times frequently it will be arrived. So here 80, 70, 14, 80, 70, 14, that is a 2 times, other one are a 1 time. Okay, so that you can count using this value underscore counts. Now, if you want to sort a series, okay, so sort a values, series and data frame. If you want to do a sorting in a series and data frame, then you can. Okay, so pd dot series 12, 14, 1, 56, 89, and you are writing X. So it will display what? 12, 14, 1, 56, 89. Okay, now, so this is my series. Now I want to sort it. So what I have to write? Sort underscore value. So it will be sorting now. 1 is above 12, 14, 56, 89. So it will be sorting and indexing sort accordingly. 1 is on a 2 index, it will become here. And if you are giving the ascending false, then it here, if you are writing ascending false like this, then it will show you like, let's see, but earlier data are okay. Let's see into this. Otherwise, what I have to run each and every field. That's why. Okay. Now movies dot sort underscore value based on the title, we are ascending equal to false. It means it will show in a descending order. Okay. So see, Zubeda is the last, Z is the last, that will becomes here first. Okay. जोर लगा के हैशा जो कोमन जिंदगी तेरे नाम जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा like that it will show. And when the last one is there, that is on December 1920 London, these are the, so this will show in a descending order. If you are writing not this one, then it will show in a sorting in a ascending order. Okay, now make one student name data set we have created here, and So many null data are there here. Okay, see, I have written here np.nan, np.nan. So that is nothing but a null value. So I have created one data frame. In that we are passing some null value. Okay, so see, when I convert into the data frame, it will display like this. So wherever the np.none, that is a null value we are writing here. So the data are missing here. Okay, these are the data which has a no value that we are filling with the np.nan. So this is my data frame. Now, I want to short it on a name. So student dot short values, there is a on a name. So what happened? So by default, it will come with the null value first. Sorry, last. Null value to the last. So it will Aditya, Ankita, Meghna, like that, it will short, and whatever the null value in a name column, that will be added at the last. Okay, but you can change this behavior. What you are doing, student dot short underscore value, which column? Name, any underscore position, it means whatever the null value, that will become what? First, and ascending equal to false. Okay, so you can see null value are first and data is come into the descending order. So first null value are there, and whatever the data are there, Rupesh, Rishabh, these are comes into the descending order. Okay, because we have given ascending equal to false. If you are giving ascending is equal to true, the null values come first, then after which data comes for Aditya, Ankit, Meghna, like this, the data are comes. So this is the short underscore values. Okay. And this is not permanently, then what we have to do, in place equal to true, so that will store the data permanently. Okay. Now, sorting a multiple columns. Okay. Suppose I want to sort a multiple columns, then you can write like this, movies dot sort values, and you can pass the column which you want to sort. So year of release and title underscore X. So whatever the year of release is there, 2001 release are comes first, then after 2019, 20, whatever. Okay, and in 2001 again the titles are there, whatever the 2001 title, Alvandan, it also check the ascending order of this title also. So if you want to sort the value of more than one column, then you can also uh, sort the columns. Okay, just a minute. Okay, now we are moving ahead. Okay, now see here, this is the interesting one. Movies dot short values, year of release and title underscore X, and ascending equal to true and false. What it indicate? It indicate year of release ascending should be there, because we are giving here true. So this is true for the first column, and title X, that is a false, means title in that ascending is not needed. So in that descending is done. Okay. So we are sorting the value. Year of release ascending true. So let's check. Year of release. See, ascending is there, 2001, 2001, like that. Okay, but when we are talking about title, the ascending is not there, false. So which one is there? Z. From Z they are identified. Okay, like this it will done. So you can give the sorting to more than two columns also, and check the order also, change the order also. Okay. Short underscore index applies on both series and data frame. Okay, so here I have make one series. Okay, this is a so match is a index, and 67, 57, 89, that is the value. So here this is a marks as a index, and this is a series value. It's a marks value. Okay, now, so this is the index value, not a column. So in series only one column is there. So this is the index value. So we have created whatever the key is there, that we are considered as an index. If we are taking 67, 57, 89, and 100, by default index is 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, but column is remain 1. Okay. Now, if I want to sort the index, so mark series dot sort index. Index wise, I want to do the then ascending false. So what happened? This index is which one? Math, English, Science, Hindi. If we are giving a ascending false, then science will come first, then maths, then Hindi and English, like that. Okay. So this one be descending order. Now movies dot sort index ascending false. Then what happened? All will come into the short index, indexing. So it will come, see, the last index will become first and the first index will become last because we have given here the ascending false. So it will come in a descending. So that is we are giving the sorting to the index. We have given the sorting on the column. We have given the sorting on the multiple columns. We can ascending it. We have done descending it. We can do the sorting of the indexing also with the short underscore index. Okay. Now, now we have read here one more data set that is a batsman run underscore IPL.csv. This is a short data set we have created. In that there is a two columns are there, batter and batsman underscore run. So name of the person, batter, batting person, and the run which is done by that person. Okay, so this is a data set which contains 605 rows and two columns. Now batsman sat index. So now what I have did, batter is become the index. Now this has become the index. Okay, and in place equal to true. And then after I have run this data frame, so see, now batter is become my index. Okay, so better the column is become my index. Done. So you can make the column as an index also. So for using that, you have to use the which method, set underscore index. Now reset index, it means I don't want to do that whatever the earlier are there that I need. Okay, then you have to reset underscore index. So again the index is become 0 1 2 3. Better is not remain now index, so it will reset it. Okay, so in place equal to true, that will be affect to your data set. Okay, now how to replace existing index without losing. Currently batter has index on it after executing below line. So if I want earlier set underscore index batter in place true, then and then it will be done into the database. Earlier what happened, if I'm writing reset index, it will do the undo. Okay, undo redo like that. So it will come again, the indexing are come as a index. But if I want to completely store in a data set with the batter as an index, then we have to write here the in place equal to true in a set index function, set underscore index function. Now batsman dot reset underscore index dot set underscore index batsman underscore run. So what happened here? First we have reset the index, then set index batsman underscore run. It means earlier batter is a, which one is the index? Better. Okay, so what we are doing, reset the index, so better is not remain now index, and set index batsman underscore run. So now which one is become the index? Batsman underscore run is become the index. Okay, now rename the data frame. So if you want to rename the column name here, then a multiple column you can rename. So movies dot rename columns equal to IBMD, that is as a this, and poster path that is a this, that we have already I think checked in a data frame column name. Okay, so you can check here the IBMD underscore ID is become ITMD and poster path is become a link here. And in place equal to true, it means that will be affect to your data set. So here most of the function of the data frame is covered, and whatever are remaining that we are going to learn with the pre-processing and feature engineering. Okay, so that we are going to do with the feature. So some of the function like fill NA is there, drop NA we have already done into this, but some of the function which are not possible here that we can do with the tomorrow in a feature engineering. Okay. If you have any query, then you can write into the chat box. So I will check and reply you, or maybe reply you tomorrow also. Okay. Because if most multiple queries are there, then I will come with the tomorrow. We are not solving right now then. Ma'am?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, ma'am. From my side, it's completed. I have told to student also, if you have any query, then you can write down into the WhatsApp group. So I can solve.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. With this, we conclude the day two of our online STDP on the essential Python library for machine learning, data visualization, and data analysis. We extend our sincere thanks to the Dr. Meghna ma'am for sharing her valuable insight and expertise with us today. And thank you all the faculty members, students, and participants for your active involvement in throughout the session. And we look forward to our participants again upcoming session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank,
Pranjal.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So we are concluding. Okay, I am
Yeah.
ending the meeting now. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.